Okay, welcome back. So today we're going to have a look at windows. So primarily we're going to look at how windows affect your EPC and the difference they can make. So we're going to be using this property again. So it's the second time we've used this property. It's just a standard end of terraced house. I've got to stress that it's really important that you understand that different buildings give different readings depending on the size of the footprint, depending on so many different things, the services in the building, thickness of the walls. So this is not going to completely suit your building. However, it should give you a bit of an idea. And if you want your building modelled, then just get in contact and send me some photos and stuff, and I can do that for you. So this is the property we're looking at. There are windows at the front of the building and windows at the rear of the building. It's a typical kind of size house, as in it's got the way the windows are described are as typical. So that means that there's not like excessive windows. It's not really heavily glazed at the front, back and sides. So we're going to have a look at openings on here, and you can see the glazed area is typical. So the options are more than typical, less than typical, much more than typical, much less than typical, and I can go into that in a different video if you're interested in that. So it's 100% double glazed at the moment, and the double glazing was installed after 2002. So the date is, well, we're in July in 2023, and obviously these regulations, as I've said before, do change. So it might not be exactly the same if I was to do the same tests, the same experiment this time next year. We might not get the same results. However, we're basing it on now. So typically this building is 100% double glazed, and the double glazing was fitted after 2002. Okay, so it's making quite a few assumptions, but this is what you're going to get. So what we are going to do is we're first of all just going to move it out of double glazing. So we've got triple. Yeah, we can have a look at triple glazing actually. We're going to look at pre-2002 first of all, and the glazing gap will be sort of an average of 12 millimeters. PVC frame, so double glazing installed before 2002, but this is the building's 100% double glazed. Okay, so let's have a look at the results, and we're currently on a C, and it's 69 points. So if we go back to the openings, we will look at post 2002, see if it makes any difference. So we've gone at 1 point from 69 to 70. Okay, so we're currently still in a C here, for all the other different factors we've got, which we don't need to go into because we're just looking at how the double glazing affects it. So if you've got old double glazing and need to get it up by 1 point, need to get your rating up by 1 point, then potentially you can install new double glazing, and that will raise it by 1 point. Seems crazy, doesn't it? Okay, let's just go back to openings again. So let's have a look what we've got here. So we've got single glazed now. So if we put in single glazed, so 0% double glazed, obviously single glazed, and we're going to keep with 100% draft proof to have a bit of a standard going on here. And let's go back and have a look at the results. So we're down to 67 points, so this pulls us into a D. Okay, so we've gone from new 70 points and we've dropped 3 points. So if your house was double glazed, if you lived in a similar sort of property, and your house was single glazed, adding double glazing at the moment should add about 3 points, based on everything else being exactly the same. Okay, but it does give you a bit of a rough idea of the difference that it makes to your EPC. Okay, if you want to see what other changes in your building structure or services makes to your EPC, then do have a look at my other videos, and I'll leave it there for now. Like I said, please get in contact if you'd like me to model your building. Just stick something in the comments and I'll get back to you. Great, I'll see you in the next one.